Welcome to Behind the Bell, the podcast that delves deep into the minds of legendary trombone players and the rapidly rising stars shaping the future of the instrument. We're kicking off this series with nothing short of a legend, Christian Lindberg. In this inspiring and wide-ranging conversation, Christian talks about building his own concert hall, pushing down boundaries in the classical world, and offers wide, hard-earned advice from decades of doing it all as a soloist, conductor, composer and innovator. He also shares the hilarious story of how some of his album covers ended up being ranked among the worst in the world and why he wouldn't change a thing. This is the perfect guest to open the podcast with. You're going to get a lot out of this one. Here is the one and only Christian Lindberg. Just a quick one before this episode starts. If we could ask a favour from you, please could you just go and hit the follow button on your app? It really helps this show to grow, and in return, we'll keep bringing you amazing guests. Thank you and enjoy this episode. Well, thank you, Christian, for being our first ever guest on this podcast. It had to be you.
Wow.
It had to be you.
I'm honoured.
And I think the last time I interviewed you was out in St. Petersburg in Russia.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, the International Tchaikovsky competition.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
How many years ago was that? No, that was...
Must have been 5 years ago. I don't know. Was it before? It must have been before the pandemic. So,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
2019, 18,
yeah,
18 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was amazing.
7. Yeah.
Well, that was an incredible time. Well, I have to say, we have to interview you first on this podcast because you're basically the first trombone player to bring the trombone to the front of the stage. So we all owe our careers to you.
Thank you.
I think it's true. And was there a moment where you sort of realised that the trombone could be a solo instrument?
Actually, all the time I thought that, because I started playing Jack Teagarden solos, and then I just felt, I mean, he was such a personality, and I almost felt like him when I started without even knowing music. Like, I didn't even know the position. So I was not sure I'm going to make it 100%, but I was sure I'm going to give it a try when I was 20. So it was like, I'm sure that I really always believe that any instrument can become a solo instrument. It depends on the repertoire, and then on the trombone you have to create the repertoire.
Yeah, I was about to say, you must have faced some big challenges. Was that one
Yes.
of the biggest challenge, the sort of repertoire, or?
The repertoire, no, that was not. That was just fun. The worst was the establishment, the classical music business.
Really?
Which was I was fooled twice by agent. Terrible things. They stole all my money, so things like that happened.
Well, so you're ploughing money into trying to, I don't know.
No. And there are serious music agencies, and there are not so serious ones. So they have their way of deduct from the income, so that there's a saying about the impresario who complained on the deathbed that the artist had stole the difference between his commission and the actual fee.
Oh, wow.
So that was the most difficult thing, actually, to break through it ended up with me starting my own agency,
Yeah.
running it myself,
Yeah.
rather than going through the normal musical agencies.
And so that must bring its own challenges in itself. You've got to learn every aspect.
Yeah. So I just bit by bit I learned every aspect of it, and now, of course, with my recording company, European Gramophone, it's amazing. I mean, we have helping so many artists, get out, and it's amazing.
That's incredible. I mean, what was it like sort of in the early days? Just, I don't know, trying to find your feet in terms of bad agency, good agencies. Was it? And then you're still trying to create a platform for the trombone at the same time.
Yeah.
Everything all at once.
Yeah. It was very, very difficult. The first thing, I won a competition when where that was supposed to be won by singers or violinists. And the press said it was a disaster that the trombone won. There was one of the major critic in Sweden said, this is as bad as, this is disaster. To play trombone on a concert podium is as bad as playing accordion in the church. So... So there was this resistance was amazing, and my first I was replacing Barry Tackwell with the Malmö Symphony Orchestra, and the first thing that happened then was that the conductor said, "I will go as low as the French horn, but not lower." And then I said, "Okay, then I don't go." And then my manager said, "You have to go." So I went there with this conductor, knowing what he had said, and started to play the Bloch symphony, and going up to the high D, and the conductor at first rehearsal goes like this, "Oh my God, I can't have you in my ear here. Please go over by the double basses."
As the soloist?
Yeah. And then I did, and then I said, "I'm sorry, maestro, but we cannot be together here." "Okay, you can be here by the cellos then."
Oh my God.
So, but I was very lucky with the critics overall and the audience. I had them in my hand. So after that performance, I remember there was a big first page in where it said the ambassador of the trombone was the headline, and then this conductor had written some music for the symphony for the second half, and they called it Donald Duck music. So he got his punishment.
Oh, wow.
But things like that happened all the time, from I was 20 to I was 30. And actually at 29, I was absolutely ready to give up.
I was about to ask, was there ever a moment where you thought,
yeah,
this is not
working? I said I'd give myself 10 years, and I said it won't work. And then the Motorbike Concerto came, and also many other pieces. But Motorbike was very, very important, because at the premiere it was Esa-Pekka Salonen conducting, and Ingmar Bergman, the Swedish regisseur, was there standing up, clapping like hell. So it was like a big thing. And then also what was very important, and Britain was very important, because they were very open, I think. So when I did the Motorbike with Andrew Davis and the BBC Symphony at the Barbican, that was like a very important moment for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, there's so many iconic videos, recordings that you've done over the years. I mean, just when I started out, I remember seeing this Christian Lindberg and thinking, wow. I mean, I'll never forget, there's the Motorbike Concerto, obviously, in the full leather outfit.
Yeah.
But also, was it Flight of the Bumblebee? There's a...
Oh, yeah, I know.
And it's like, how does he do that?
The funny thing is that clip, I saw it now again, and I decided I had to release this. But when I actually did it, I punished myself so much, because the last little lick, I missed one note. And I went home and said, "You're not allowed to show this to anyone." And I was depressed for a week.
No.
I was so tough to myself,
But I guess if you are, I don't know when that was in your career, but if you are trying to really build the trombone as a solo instrument, I bet you're going to be putting some I don't know, some real hard to yourself.
Yeah. You have to be so hard. That was right in the beginning. I think it was the BBC Welsh Orchestra, and it was Jukka-Pekka Saraste who went to them and said, "You should have this guy." And it was on a Ron Goodwin show, this sort of popular thing. So it was not really in a classical.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
amazing. I mean, and you've premiered over 300 works.
Yeah, 135 concertos.
135 concertos you've premiered. Mm-hmm. That is incredible. I mean, can you list some that people will be really familiar with? Obviously, we've got the Motorbike Concerto.
and Berio Concerto that he wrote for me, and the Takemitsu. And there's so many. I really don't. Sandström himself has written 7 or 8. The Don Quixote of La Mancha was the 33-minute long one, and then I wrote my own concerto, 69-minute long, The Adventures of Kundran, which I premiered with the Lithuanian National Orchestra.
Amazing. I mean, and how do you go about choosing composers, or do they come to you?
In the beginning, I had to really work extremely hard. But once I got Xenakis, that was the turning point, because all composers at that time was looking up to Xenakis as the one. So if he writes, they figured that, well, if I write, I'll have a career.
Yeah.
So Anthony Turnage, I should also mention, he did a fantastic work for me.
It's just amazing. And I mean, it's the front covers of some of the albums as well. And they
were chosen as the worst covers in classical music. If you go on the net, you can see the worst albums in classical music, and I think I have 3 or 4 at the top 10, top 20. It's so funny.
The worst front covers.
Yeah.
I love that. But I think, there's some people that say there's no such thing as bad press or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In terms of, actually, you get a lot of exposure.
Yes.
Being told you've got a bad front cover.
That was partly because I love humor, and Sandström and I, there's no one like Sandström when it comes to sense of humor, and we used that really as a weapon. So
that's amazing. But I mean, just as a young trombone player, when I was first playing, the only recordings available were of you, and that was it.
Yeah.
And these front covers, I can still see them in my mind.
Yes.
So it works.
Yeah, it works.
Do you feel like you've changed the perception of the trombone in the classical world? And was that part of your mission?
Absolutely. That was part of my mission, and I hope I have. I know that I would have hoped, this is, I say very, very carefully to everyone out there, I would have hoped that more would have been more courageous. Because I've seen so much talent over the years. When I did my master classes from hell, as they were called, 10 days of just hard work, I saw some fantastic talent. And immediately when they get the position in the orchestra, they are sort of lost, because you can't do it that way. If you think of think about Joshua Bell or Anne-Sophie Mutter, if they would have started their career in an orchestra, would they ever become a soloist? No.
Would never hear of them.
No.
Yeah.
You would have to go 100%. And I would have hoped that some really fantastic people would have done that, because there is a place now for it. There is a full repertoire. I mean, the 20th century repertoire for trombone, I think, is probably even better than the violin.
Yeah.
Not before like 1970, but from 1980 until now, we have much better repertoire than these instruments.
Yeah, amazing. And so we have got some soloists now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know they're doing great things.
And if you had advice for some of them who are actually doing it now, but still in the start of their international solo career, what would your advice be?
Leave the orchestra.
Really?
Which actually Peter Moore did now.
Yes. Yeah, recently.
I'm trying very hard to help him, because he's great.
Amazing.
And he's doing now BBC proms with Simon Rattle. With Schuller. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. And we have of course Paulina here now, 24 years old. There's lots. Talent is no problem. I mean, everyone has talent, but the stamina and really the energy to go through. Yeah. That's what I had. I was born with a lot of energy.
Yeah, you still have a lot of energy.
I think so, yeah.
I know you too well. And it's thanks to you for paving the way. So people have seen it can be done now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
It is huge thanks to you. How do you sort of maintain artistic...
However, I must say one thing about Peter. From now and again, he calls me with frustration because the wall is still there.
Really?
Yeah. And I try to encourage him. The wall is not as thick as it was when I started, I say to him.
That's amazing advice. Just keep pushing that wall down.
Pushing, yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by S.E. Shires. S.E. Shires has been setting the standard in brass instrument craftsmanship and innovation since 1995. Headquartered in Holliston, Massachusetts, the instruments built in our workshop have helped shape the sound of brass music for decades. Known for their rich tone, effortless response, and incredible clarity, S.E. Shires trombones deliver the flexibility and power serious musicians demand. Each instrument is meticulously crafted to inspire excellence because that's what today's trombonists deserve. Explore the Custom Series, the ultimate option for brass players who demand the very best from their equipment. These instruments are the pinnacle of craftsmanship, quality, and performance. Discover the Q Series, offering Shires performance and power at an approachable price. And new this year, the A Series, bringing the Shires sound to students and educators like never before. S.E. Shires trombones are masterfully built and uniquely yours. Visit seshires.com or stop by our booth at an ITF to find the horn that's built for you. This podcast is brought to you by Greg Black Mouthpieces. Greg Black Mouthpieces is proud to support the 2025 International Trombone Festival as a gold sponsor. It's always a special time attending ITF and seeing our friends gather from around the world. And we're delighted to announce a wonderful new partnership with our newest retailer in Canada, Long & McQuaid. We're excited to grow our relationship with Canada's largest music store, who shares in our longtime passion of helping musicians find the best equipment to express their art form. To find out more about Long & McQuaid or any of our other retailers, please visit gregblackmouthpieces.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook for all the latest news and updates. Behind the Bell is sponsored by C Sharp Editions. Whether you're looking for a piece to add to your next solo recital, trombone quartet concert, or trombone choir program, C Sharp Editions has you covered. Recent additions to the catalog include Chris Sharp's Denton Sonata for tenor trombone and piano, Brandon Merville's Chrome Heart for bass trombone and piano, and John Fannon's Legacy Fanfare for 6 trombones. You can also find old favorites like Apogee Fanfare, In Their Gentle Presence, and The Secret City, available exclusively on the C Sharp Editions website. C Sharp Editions is currently offering listeners of Behind the Bell an exclusive discount. Head to csharpeditions.com, CSHARPE editions.com, and enter code ITF15 at checkout to receive 15% off your next order. That's ITF15 at csharpeditions.com. Today's episode is sponsored by Hickey's Music. At Hickey's Music, we've been servicing the needs of musicians since 1892. We've become known for our vast library, serving as a go-to resource for music directors and soloists the world over. And in the last 35 years or so, Hickey's has become known as the go-to resource for all things trombone and brass. We carry all the literature, we routinely keep in stock all the accessories and replacement parts for your instrument, and we have a selection of horns available for audition and purchase. Mostly, however, we have something that is becoming even more rare: personal service. We do not employ AI, we only use HI, human intelligence. When you contact Hickey's, you get real people. We strive to handle your requests and help you succeed as a player, a teacher, and a musician. Visit hickeys.com. We'd love to make you our next fan of Hickey's.
How do you maintain artistic curiosity and sort of creative energy after decades?
The last thing, the really exciting thing I've done now is the European gramophone, where I'm sort of in charge of the whole process, from practicing the piece, writing the piece, recording it with the orchestra, conducting it. I bring 32 microphones every time I conduct an orchestra and record everything, and then I make a deal with the orchestra. I make an edit and I send it to an orchestra, and they say, if you like it, we can release it. And we have released now 36 orchestras around the world. So to be in charge of everything from the beginning to the end is just so much fun.
But also, there's a famous saying: if you want something done, do it yourself.
Absolutely, yes.
And you are doing it.
Yes, yes.
All of it. You're bringing your own microphones.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, and they say also that is the thing, even though it's stressful, to be in charge is the thing that is much less stressful than having someone else deciding things for you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I always find sort of speaking to students that, I don't know, just focusing on playing the trombone.
Yeah.
And you think, well, yeah, you've got to do that. But also, you've got to think how you're going to earn a living.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to think about all the other skills you're going to need in life.
Yes.
And actually, just learning all the skills as you're doing it.
Yeah, true.
It's worked for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I just had a festival with Barbara Hendricks, who said something very nice. She said, if you can run, run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then creep. What do you say?
Crawl.
Crawl. If you can't crawl, you got to get forward anyway.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, but just thinking about when I was ill, we were just talking before we spoke on the start of this podcast. Like, the whole time I was ill, you just keep going.
You just keep going, absolutely.
It doesn't matter how slow.
There's no other way.
And I guess that's the same when you're giving advice to Peter Moore. Just pushing down that wall.
Yes.
Just don't stop. Just keep going.
Don't stop. Yeah.
You mentioned a bit about conducting and a bit about composing as well. I'd like to sort of speak a bit about that. What was it actually like transitioning from a soloist to a conductor?
It was overwhelming, actually. I didn't really want to do it, but it was the Northern Symphonia where a conductor didn't know the score, and I knew it by memory. So, having learned the diplomacy to be with conductors, I was sort of, without him noticing, I was leading everything from the trombone. And then they said, you have to come and conduct. And I refused like 4 times, and then they insisted, and then I did it. And what I noticed from going from being a soloist to a conductor was this. When you're a soloist, you hear everything that the conductor says about the orchestra, everything bad, oh, the oboe is terrible, I can't stand this trumpet player. You hear everything, and then you hear everything from the orchestra saying, this conductor is useless, look at his beats, it's so bad. And then you go up on the podium, and you're a conductor, and you hear nothing. It's like, everyone is polite. Yes.
Oh my goodness!
So that was a strange moment, but and it took a while. I mean, the musical ideas was easy to communicate with the orchestras because they knew I was a musician and they respected that. But actually, to your own body language, I think it took me I managed and I was music director for 2 orchestras for 8 years, and one for 10 years, and the third one for 6 years, and now I'm starting my 5th orchestra, 6th orchestra, and they were always helpful. But looking at myself, it took me 20 years, I think, until I'm happy with what I see when I see myself conduct.
Oh, wow!
And now I feel sort of it. To give the upbeats and all these things, it takes time.
Yeah.
And there's no one who can teach you either, because it's like, if you conduct like a sort of academic, someone who is just, you've got to do it with the particular musicians and have the eye contact with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I always feel that the best conductors I've ever worked with are all wind players, wind or brass players, because they breathe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I always find the least good are the keyboard players, or because
that's right. They don't
themselves they don't give that upbeat.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yes.
So you're going to be an amazing conductor all the time. When you when you do conduct, do you ever find yourself you're thinking like a trombone player when you're on the conductor's platform, or does that completely switch off?
Thinking as a trombone player, that's the difficult question. Do I think as a trombonist? Yeah, actually, I noticed that when I led with a trombone, I felt at some point that I was better at conducting than when I was alone. So I started to think, okay, why do they respond better to my movement as a trombone? Because I played the trombone for so many years. So I tried to think that, okay, I'm playing the trombone now. So, because in the beginning you do this and want to show every beat like that, and then you realize, no, you don't need that. You can be much more minimalistic.
Yeah, and sometimes conductors completely stop, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like you give some beats, but then they completely stop.
Yeah.
And then they come in again.
Yeah.
Because they will carry on. People won't just stop.
No.
And
No, that's wonderful, actually.
Yeah, it's like less is more sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you got to know when to give it and not. Because if you lose one, and the upbeats are, of course, the absolute essential thing. My sons always say, when they see me conduct, they have different professions, and they say, why do you, like, before they play something loud, why do you go, and then they play loud? Why do you do that? Instead of, bam! Because they want to know, now I'm playing. And then you don't need the downbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So the upbeats are the really the important thing.
Yeah, it's the breathing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the breathing, yeah.
And so how does your work as a composer change the way you approach interpreting music by other people?
Yeah, a lot, I think. Because, yeah, that's a good question, because I remember I wrote a piece for Waspy called Concerto for Winds and Percussion. And I did the premiere, and I did it with my tempos. And then I heard some good recordings, some people recording it, which was very nice. But I heard one where they did their own interpretation of it, and I just couldn't stand it.
Why, how?
So I became very, very conscious about what the tempi that the composers write. So when I recorded all the Tchaikovsky symphonies, for instance, I went to the actual manuscript and they have written in the tempo marks very, very clearly. And I noticed one thing in Tchaikovsky 5, there's ba-dee-dum, 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 because people usually do ba-dee-dum, ba-dee-dum, and it's like 60 is the metronome that they do, and it's written very clearly, keep tempo 92.
Wow.
Ba-dee-dum, 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 ba-dum.
So is that down to bad additions? Or
No, bad additions and sort of very arrogant conductors, I think, mostly. Right. They think, the composer doesn't know what he does, I can do it better. So
that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
look at Karajan, for instance. He changed the whole conception of Beethoven's symphonies because he did them far, far too slow. And now it's like everyone say, Beethoven 5. It's too slow. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
And everyone does today, otherwise they looked as fools.
But isn't it crazy that it could be one conductor that sort of sets a trend?
Yeah, they do.
Follow.
They do.
Amazing. And do you still get commissioned to write for ensembles?
No, for ensembles. Yeah, of course.
My trombone quartet.
I remember, yes.
How do you go about starting a commission? I mean, I know there was a story behind out the...
Yeah.
Feel free to tell it.
Oh, well, it was actually a party. Very crazy party, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still don't remember the party. it was somewhere. Where was it?
It was in Spain.
In Spain, yeah. So
But
it became like a
And I think that was one movement of the piece.
Yeah.
It ended up being basically.
It was all memories called vivencias.
Yeah.
So memories from Spain.
Yeah.
So that's
So where do you start when someone commissions you a piece? I mean,
well, I start to try and also have a good, very, very good dialogue, and I start with 24 small embryos usually nowadays. So small, and then if I know the person very well, I have them listen to it, and then I choose 6 of those. I throw everything else away, and then I build the piece on those 6 ideas. And so that's how I work now.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Rath Custom Trombones. Rath Custom Trombones are bespoke modular instruments handcrafted to the highest of standards in England and played all over the world. Each Rath Custom Trombone is constructed by hand at the Rath Workshop in the north of England. Michael Rath trombones are found in almost every conceivable musical situation, in symphony orchestras and opera houses, in film and television studios, in pop and commercial music groups, as well as brass bands, wind bands, big bands, jazz and funk groups, and so many more genres and ensembles. Widely acknowledged as being amongst the best instruments available, many of the world's leading performers choose to play a Michael Rath trombone. Artists such as Mark Nightingale, Aubrey Logan, Carol Jarvis, Dennis Rollins, Brett Baker, and the Black Dyke Band are among the performers all over the world for whom Rath is their instrument of choice. Michael Rath trombones have earned their reputation for excellence because of their concept of flexibility, unique design, and the quality of their construction. What are you waiting for? Join the Rath Pack today. Go to rathtrombones.com or email info@rathtrombones.com to find out more.
Hello, ITF listeners. I am Warren Coos, brass product specialist with Antoine Courtois and B&S Meistersinger trombones. We're so proud to have been longtime partners and exhibitors with the International Trombone Festival. Fun fact, Antoine Courtois is known as one of the oldest manufacturers making modern brass instruments today. We work with top artists around the world to provide a unique and elegant sound for players. From our Legend series and Meistersinger orchestral trombones to the Extreme series jazz trombones, there is something for everyone. Be sure to check out our newest creation, Florida trombone, developed with Joel Vaiz of the Florida Orchestra. You can find our trombones available at any Antoine Courtois or B&S authorized dealer. To find a dealer near you or more information about these wonderful trombones, please visit our website.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Guard Bags. Guard Bags has 3 models of cut bell trombone bags on offer. Our 21C ESK model is designed to fit a cut bell tenor trombone. The 23C ESK bag fits a cut bell bass trombone. This year, we're introducing a new compact and slim bag for cut bell tenor trombone, the model 19C ESK. This bag has been designed in collaboration with Luke Malowitz, and of course all our bags are always on display at the ITF Exhibit Hall. Our trombone bags can be ordered through J. Landris Brass and Austin Custom Brass in the USA and Thomann in the EU. This podcast is brought to you by Woodwind Design. Woodwind Design's carbon stands for tenor bass and contrabass trombones built in the Netherlands are trusted by great musicians such as Ben van Dyke, Brent Attema, Joe Alessi, and current ITF president Carol Jarvis. The stands are very compact and lightweight, fitting inside the bell of the instrument and adding virtually no weight at all to the case. But more important, the protection of your instrument is excellent. 7 nesting carbon tubes plus the patented leaning design make a balanced and suspended stand with a large footprint, 4 feet and a low center of gravity. Visit woodwinddesign.com for more information. While you're at it, also check out our tablet and music stands that are at last high enough, as well as our solution for every musician's pain in the rear, chairs that are way too low and leaning back. The Dutch butt lift. Butt lift, because that's what it does. Dutch, not Brazilian. woodwinddesign.com.
If you're enjoying this podcast, then don't forget to hit the follow button so you don't miss each episode when it gets released. And also, you can meet these legends and heroes and all the rising stars in the trombone world if you come to an international trombone festival. Just head to internationaltrombonefestival.com to find out more. If you had advice for, let's say, a young brass player starting out, a young conductor starting out, and a young composer starting out, what would your advice be for them? Would it be different advice for all of those?
No, I don't think so. Well, for the trombone, it might be more specific. Well, the advice is, I think, is never. My father always said to me that it doesn't have to be someone in a country far, far away who is going to be more successful. It could be you. It could be you. It doesn't have to be. Everyone thinks some famous guy is always living in another country, or it could be you. You could be the center of it and believe in your own sort of geniality, because no one is better than you at what you can do, even if it's something, whatever it is. And then I think the other advice would be to pay attention to details. Be very, very sort of work hard on the details, slowly. And both with conducting would be study the scores, every single corner of the score, learn it by memory. Composer would be, also learn the technique. I mean, the Passacaglia technique or whatever it is. All the techniques you need to learn, and trombone we know.
Well, I guess as composers as well, you've got to basically learn every instrument as well.
Not necessarily.
What they can do, though.
But that's not so difficult. You can ask. I mean, for the harp. I remember the first time I wrote for harp was in Chickabone Checkout for Chicago Symphony. And then I had two friends in Stockholm, which I constantly asked and checked with.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even know how to start writing for harp.
No.
But I have a lot of composers come to me and ask what is possible on the slide.
Oh, yeah.
And with the bass trombone, are these glissandos?
You got to be so... what do you say? Curious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to know. You want to know everything, and you have to ask questions because I hate those composers coming to me and say, "I've studied the trombone, and this is the glissando that works very well. I've read, I know your instrument better than you." That kind of composers is just.
And the amount of glissandos that are written in, they're impossible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you have to fake it.
Yeah, you have to fake it. And on the other hand, if you know that it's okay to fake it, then you can fake it.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess, do you write on paper? Do you write in...
Always in... I wrote my first piece on paper. And since the second piece, Mandrake in the Corner, I'd read everything on computer.
Yeah, and what software?
Sibelius still.
Yeah. Because in Sibelius, again, you've got the... I mean, when I'm writing sort of pop horn section things, you've got the range of the saxophone, and it goes red when you go to a high note. And then I ring a saxophone player and say, no, I can play
exactly
a fifth higher than that.
Easily.
And it still sounds great.
Yeah.
So it's even, you can't rely on that either.
You can't rely on that at all. No. They no.
I know, it's funny, isn't it? Do you still have ambitions and things you want to achieve?
Yeah, of course. I'm now writing my third symphony for the Nürnberger Symphoniker, which is very challenging. I really want to write something good there. I want that to be a success. And I built my concert hall. I hope to have... I have now... Casa Maestro is the name of the hall.
Amazing.
So in one word, so it's very, very narcissistic name on purpose to make people a little bit sort of. And we had Opus 1, Casa Maestro Opus 1, Opus 2 with Barbara Hendricks and Roland. And then I hope to create really good concerts there, maybe at the beginning only once a year. And then, of course, I want to build the European gramophone to bigger and bigger.
Amazing. I mean, what you've already achieved in your life so far is more than most people achieve in a whole lifetime. And you still have all these ambitions. And
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole point. There is a very good, was a psychiatrist from who lives in Chicago, a Hungarian psychiatrist, who says that Flow, actually, the book Flow, and it's about when a human being is happy. He did lots of experiments with people, and it turns out that if you have a goal here, if you have the goal there and trying to reach that and it's too difficult, you get frustrated. If you have a goal there, you get bored. If you put the goal exactly so it's at a good balance, while you're on the way to that goal, that's when people are happy. When you reach the goal, the happiness goes away. So it's to reach maximum happiness of your life, you should really have something going all the time. That's what I feel. I mean, I agree with him.
Yeah. Well, it's about the journey, isn't it?
Yeah, the journey, exactly.
Not the destination.
That's true.
Yeah.
That was Dostoevsky who said.
Yeah. Where do you find all your energy? Is it just in the blood?
It's just in the blood, yeah.
Because you love what you do so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just amazing. And just sort of to finish off, what have been your sort of career highlights so far?
The one, or?
Yeah, maybe one, maybe several.
Maybe one. Oh, yeah. So difficult to say. Oh, my God. What could it be? Yeah, maybe conducting my first symphony with Simon Bolivar Orchestra, I think. That was not known to very many people, but that was my high point. They played so incredibly well.
And they have so much energy.
Yeah, my God.
Amazing. Well, please never change, Christian.
Thank you. And Carol, you too.
You're just honestly such a role model for all of us trombone players.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Huge thanks to Christian Lindberg there. What an absolute legend. If you aren't yet following this podcast, please do go and hit the follow button on your app, as it really helps the show to grow. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, and we'll see you soon.
This podcast is brought to you by Butler Trombones. Butler Trombones is a Texas-based company known for designing and building trombones and trombone components using carbon fiber, a unique construction material in the world of brass instruments. Here's why Butler Trombones and their carbon fiber instruments stand out. They're ultra-lightweight. Carbon fiber construction significantly reduces the weight of the instrument compared to traditional brass, making them easier to hold and play for extended periods and potentially reducing fatigue and stress on the player's body. They're durable. Carbon fiber is a very strong and resilient material, offering enhanced durability compared to traditional brass instruments. The responsive and focused sound. Reviews consistently praise the instrument's responsiveness, clear articulation, and focused core sound. The variety of models and products. They offer a range of models catering to different needs and preferences, including small, medium, and large bore tenor trombones, like the C5, C6, C8, C9, and C10. They also offer their dual bore bass trombone C12, that is a game changer for the bass trombonist. Butler Trombones also offers customization options for all makes and models of trombone. Carbonize your horn with a new bell or slide to lighten the load. They also offer a wide range of products in their online store, including CF mutes, CF lead pipes, and maintenance products. Butler Trombones are handcrafted in Texas and are available at retailers and directly from their website. They are popular among professional musicians, educators, and those seeking to reduce physical strain while playing. You can find more information about Butler Trombones and their products at butlertrombones.com. Today's podcast is brought to you by Baltimore Brass. Baltimore Brass Company is the destination for all of your trombone needs. We deal in new and used instruments and accessories across all of the major manufacturers, and we have a great consignment program too. Not only that, we also have a repair shop on site with 3 brass techs. So, whether you're buying your dream horn, selling your used gear, or need a quick fix, visit us at Baltimore Brass Company. Our address is 99 Mellor Avenue, Catonsville, Maryland, or online at baltimorebrasscompany.com. Today's episode is brought to you by BandGeek. Hey trombone nerds, yes, you with the spit valve. Band Geek brand has your shirt game handled. From cheeky quotes to bold brassy designs, we celebrate musical misfits, low brass legends, and slide rule breakers. Whether you're in the practice room or on stage, we've got the drip to match your lip. Find shirts, stickers, and more at etsy.com/shop/bandgeekbrand.